Welcome to Closing the Distance. This week's show, it's pretty simple. We're trying to deer hunt, but the hogs keep getting in the way. We have a lot of hog footage to share with you, some tips, some great information. I'm glad you're with us.
Closing the Distance is brought to you by Matthews Solo Camp. Catch us if you can. Ozonics, scent control that works. Hunter Safety System, dedicated to saving hunters' lives. Executioner Broadheads, born to kill. And by Citadel, revolutionary shoot-down shape. Coming up on Closing the Distance, the guys are having problems trying to deer hunt. There's just too many hogs. Stay around for some exciting bow hunts. We'll be right back. Closing the Distance is made possible by Carbon Express Arrows. Shoot better. Shoot Carbon Express. Christian Bow Hunters of America, exalting Christ as Creator, Savior, and Lord. Nikon, the trusted name in optics. Sword Sights, sharp solutions in aiming. Elusive Wildlife Technology, taking the elusive out of wildlife. And by the amazing Luminaut. Can your arrow not do this?
Welcome back to Closing the Distance. On these first two hog hunts, we're at 2 Point Plantation. Let's check in with Doc Spike.
Well, it was post-deer season. I still had some corn in the feeder. So I come back one afternoon. I've been getting some pictures of a real nice boar. So he's been coming out in the daylight in the afternoon. So I come back here one afternoon, set up on him, got my ozonic out. And usually they come in at dark. I was lucky, he come in a little early, about 45 minutes before dark, gave me plenty of light. I heard a branch crack, and here he come. He started walking up my little lane. And he paused for a second, and then he stepped out and gave me a 25-yard shot, and I made it happen. I put it right in him and ran about 75 yards and made a good recovery on him. Nice boar. All right, made a good shot on that hog. That's a big hog. That's like a 250 pounder. I'm out here at 2 Point Plantation, my farm. It's February, and hogs are starting to come out in the daytime. We like hunting them at night, but this was a good one that was coming every day in the afternoon, so that hog didn't have a clue I was up here. Made a pretty good shot on him. I'm gonna get down and go see if I can find him. Okay, I watched him run into these pines over here. I could see the luminoc. I was able to watch him a pretty good way, so let's go up in here and see if we can find him. Man, this hog hunting is fun. It is so fun. Let's see if I can roll him over here. Oh, I can't even move him. He's so big. Okay, it's opening day of bow season, East Texas, October. And if you live in East Texas, deer hunting has changed. You put corn out, you might see a deer, you'll probably see a hog. But I had some deer coming, so we put the corn out, waiting on the deer to show up. Sat there all morning. Got about 10 o'clock, didn't see anything all morning. And I actually heard a little grunt, and my camera woman, she looked at me and we knew a hog was on his way. And I mean, at 10 o'clock in the morning, opening day of deer season, this hog comes out and turned broadside, and I delivered the goods. I put it right in there. He went about 50 yards. Awesome hunt. This is the first day of deer season. It's about 9 o'clock. I hadn't seen anything but a coyote. This hog just come out, and I think I made a pretty good shot on him. Got us a little pork for tonight. And our farm, 2 Point Plantation. Folks, we found our hog, and believe it or not, I'm sitting right in the middle of my pretty green oak patch. Look at it. It's not green anymore. These hogs have literally tore this. I mean, I planted like an acre, and it's tore up. And it's really a problem when you have hogs that they come in and they'll anywhere you have fresh plowed ground, they'll come in and just destroy it. But this guy come in like at 9 o'clock. I made a good shot on him. That Matthews, I'm shooting a helium, and it's so light, it's like holding a feather. And I was able to put the pin on him and just keep it on him, just perfect. And that's why I shoot a Matthews.
When we return, pro staffer Jim Rogers gets it done on another Texas hog. And later on, host Matt Moore gets chased by a huge hog. Stay around for this. We'll be right back. Closing the Distance is proudly supported by Whitetails Unlimited, working for an American tradition. Real World Wildlife Seed, Dare to Compare. And by Fish and Still Equipment, your East Texas John Deere dealer.
If you're just now joining us, we're hog hunting on today's episode. You know, so many hogs that we end up shooting, it's during the deer season. We've got a buck pattern, we're trying to deer hunt, and the hogs mess us up. On this hunt, the same story. Pro staffer Jim Rogers, he's on a big deer. Opening morning, these hogs come in.
first kill with my Matthews Helium. Hog probably only went about 40 yards. They came in first thing this morning. We had to get rid of them to give us our best chance to see some deer. I don't think they were going to come in with about 8 hogs around us. So.
We have a lot of hogs here in East Texas. Over the course of the last 15 to 20 years, I've been chased by hogs only 3 times. And when a hog gets after you, every time they've chased me, it's only been about 5 or 6 or 7 yards. But you think it's about 100 yards as fast as you run, trying to get away from them. The last time I was chased, I had my cell phone with me and I recorded what happened.
I'm out here in the woods, I just looking at a track of timber. I just had a sow hog get after me. I'm out of breath. I walked back over here to see what happened after I cleaned my britches. Look here what I found. I'll see why she chased me. Look here. There's 6 babies. 6 baby pigs right down in this hole. That mama was bedded up here by these pine trees in this thicket. She's got it by here close by. I know she hears me talking. And she was big. She's easily over 200 pounds. 6 little pigs. You have to be careful this time of year walking through the woods. Those hogs, they'll get you.
After the break, Freddie Lovell and Doc Spike take us on several more hunts. Plus, learn tips on hunting hogs after dark. Closing the Distance will be right back. Closing the Distance is brought to you by Matthews Solo Cam. Catch us if you can. Ozonics, scent control that works. Hunter Safety System, dedicated to saving hunters' lives. Executioner Broadheads, born to kill. And by Citadel, revolutionary shoot-down shape.
Well, one of the farms I leased this year was up in Hood County, and early on I was getting some good pictures, some really good deer, and here comes the hogs. You know, it seems like every year in a lot of these places around Texas, these hogs are getting more and more populated, and they completely ran the deer off this place. I went from seeing deer to absolutely no deer, and hogs, of course, they always show up right at dark or after dark. But this particular evening, I was there just trying to kill a deer, you know, hoping to see one of the bucks that I did pictures of early in the season. And right before dark, here comes a big old black hog. And you know, when he works his way around, and he's trying to get downwind, usually swinging downwind to the feeder, and you just hope they don't get downwind to you, or make sure your ozonics is running good. And he came in, and you know, he gets startled a little bit. They're pretty spooky animals. I mean, they're pretty savvy. But finally, he came on into the feeder, gave me a broadside shot, probably about 25 yards. And luckily, I mean, you want to use a good, sharp broadhead because you want to get a pass through. These hogs, when they die, they're going to roll. And if the air is still in them, you're going to lose the air. And the price of arrows today, that's no good. So, but I made a good shot, good heart shot on him. He ran maybe 50, 60 yards, and I found him laying over there. After I picked up the arrow, and you know, the Luminox, gosh, you know, you got to have the Luminox, especially shooting right at dark. You know, it makes you may spend 30 minutes trying to find your arrow without them, you know. You know, it helps with the recovery and finding those high dollar arrows, and of course you want to examine your arrow for the blood. And but this hog didn't go far at all. It's probably well over 200 pound hog, but it was nice to get rid of one of them, but there's plenty more to get rid of.
Hey, Doc Spike here. I got my son Denver with me. We had an exciting hunt this afternoon. We saw a bobcat, we had some deer come in, and then right at dark, a herd of hogs came in. It was exciting. Denver, this is his first bow hunt. Man, you made a great shot with that Matthews.
Yeah, it was real easy. This is my first bow to ever shoot, and I had some target practice in the backyard and was pretty happy, hit a few bullseyes, and got out there and made a real good shot. I wasn't sure at first because when the arrow went through, the pig didn't make a noise. So I turned to Dad and I said, "Oh man, I don't think I even hit it." I was kind of, down on myself. We went out there and the arrow had good blood on it. We had a really good blood trail, and maybe 50 or 75 yards that went into a tree line and a direct blood trail. So it was really easy to recover and good shot looking at the hog. So I was very pleased, and this bow was really easy to use. I was a little worried about shooting an animal for the first time. I can nail a target, but an animal, wasn't sure. But I'm very confident with this bow now, and anything that comes out, I won't hesitate to release on it.
Congratulations, man. Good hunt.
Thanks for taking me. It was a blast.
We shoot so many hogs right at dark or just right after dark because hogs, they're nocturnal. And there's several products that you need to consider if you want to be successful right there at dark. Number one is a no-brainer. Use the Hunter Safety System Lifeline. What that product does, it lets you hook your vest on the ground, and you never have to unbuckle, especially climbing down out of those stands after dark. Sometimes you forget your headlamp, you forget your light, and you can't see. And it gets dangerous climbing down after dark. Buckle into that lifeline, you won't have to worry about that anymore. Another product that we've always used, and it's so beneficial for those nighttime, late afternoon hunts, is the Loom Knock. That Loom Knock will let you see your shot placement. It will let you see that arrow right before it hits the animal. Such a great product. And also, with bow hunters, is having a good sight. We use the sword sights, and the sword sights have the real LED lights that as it's getting dark, you can turn your light on and you can have it brighter. But as it's getting darker, it allows you to turn it down so you just barely can see your sight pin, which doesn't obstruct your shot. It's perfect. Check out those sights and check out those products. Before we go, let's check in with Brother Mark.
On today's episode, we're talking about how to hunt successful in low light conditions, because let's just be honest, most of the action that we have happens in those low light conditions. But I got a better question, and that is, what do we do when life gets dark? As a pastor, I hear these stories all the time and see them. Maybe somebody goes through a divorce that they never saw coming, or maybe they get a bad doctor's report, or maybe something financially happens in their life that leaves them in a lurch. What do we do when life goes dark? The Bible said one place that Jesus made this statement. He said, "I am the light of the world." I'm the light of the world. Now, maybe you've never really been a religious person, or maybe you've never really been to church at all, but I want you to know that Jesus really isn't about religion at all. When He said, "I'm the light of the world," here's simply what He meant. That if you'll turn to me in those dark times in life, I can help shed light and bring peace and bring some comfort into your life where otherwise you wouldn't have it. That's all it really means, to know Jesus Christ and to have a relationship with Him. In fact, if you'd like to know more about a personal relationship with God through His Son, Jesus Christ, I want to encourage you to just go to closingthedistance.com and click on the Moment of Truth tab.